guys, my name is Chris Green Fox. Welcome back to, most likely, sadly, the last episode of Stanley Parable. Technically two, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, this is the last one. I cannot milk this anymore. I have to finish what I need to finish. And Void wasn't there, so he was right. He wasn't gonna be there. And I opened it twice. I opened it twice to make sure. But no, he's not there anymore.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
We don't need this. Okay, we still need to find them all.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We need to go...
When Stanley came to a set of two
here.
open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I was gonna have to figure out how to
truly a room worth
the...
admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy,
so
really.
Stairs and this
I realize that investing your
door.
trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
I can't take the bucket with me, sadly.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by one?
I like
Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
I don't know why, it's just... I like it. What door? Blue, right?
Perhaps you misunderstood.
I
Stanley walked through the red
I think
door.
I need to listen to him.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here.
Oh wait, no, I wasn't supposed to do that. But at least I have it, because that would lead to like the friendly ending where I just walk in circles. I'm pretty sure. I need to find a way to get to those stairs, where I let's say reset. I have to reset myself while the narrator begs me not to.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Probably it's not even that. No, let's see.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yep. Stairs, large room with lots of boxes. I'm gonna search up the second one because I have no idea what they're talking about. Stairs, something to do with stairs. I need to figure out how to get back over there, the stairs area. I highly doubt it has anything to do with this path. So let me reset. It's technically the second figurine, so I might search it up for the big room with the boxes. Because
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
A large room of boxes is wait. Make sure. Because I remember it said something
When
about
Stanley
postal
came
clean.
to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it
But maybe
perfectly
there's one in
well.
the storage area.
Perhaps
It's a
he
big
wanted to
room
stop
filled
by
with
the
boxes,
employee lounge
technically.
first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Wait, maybe I need to go down there. Okay, let me check this first.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I am the smartest person who ever smarted.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the
Yes.
sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
I feel like the smartest person that ever smarted. Now what's this way? Where's this take me? What?
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had.
What the hell?
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you?
No,
What a silly and
I was
trite
confused.
explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life
I do
being an
not think that.
unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all
I
your
didn't do
fault.
anything. Okay then. So, is it resetting me, or are we doing something else?
All of his co-workers were gone.
Okay, we
What could it
decided.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
Okay.
missed a memo.
I feel really smart though. I'm the smartest person ever. I have the biggest of brains.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm going over here and seeing if I could. Was it this way? No, it wasn't this way. No! No! Fine. Oh, we got the boxes. Got the boxes. All we need is 2. I think it. Yeah, it's the shaft, isn't it? We gotta go down the shaft, or whatever it's called, and find the stairs. I forgot what how to find the stairs. And I'm trying my best.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art.
No, I
What
never
was
looked
it
over
about
here.
this room that called so deeply, and but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Oh yeah, we still have to throw in the bucket. I forgot. I mean, I forgot. I just remembered. We're gonna do that last. Gonna throw the bucket into the bucket. Destroy. I don't want to destroy.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly...
What are you thinking?
Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
I think this was the way, if I remember
Let's
correctly.
see, we went down, right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Okay.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
I don't think this is it. How did I get to the stairs?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what?
And what about the fern?
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh.
The fern.
Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere.
Ending.
Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
I'm gonna walk this way just because. I'm dead ass just playing with one hand, honestly.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Trying to get a shot at the stairs, but my phone wants to be slow. Nah, I accidentally click on a fucking app. I don't care about Hulu. I don't even have a Hulu account. That's how much I don't care about it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What
anything
could it
else
mean?
but Hulu.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from.
I need to see what door they
Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Instead of that, I'm gonna... Unless they go down the maintenance path. Because I don't want to reset if they actually do go down the maintenance path. Maybe I am correct. Nope, no maintenance. Start over. So I'm guessing the blue door. That's the only explanation. Okay, so I was right the first time. Yep. I'm assuming the blue door. Phone. The phone is ringing.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
My ears. My ears. Anyway. I'm gonna deal with you later. But I don't know if it permanently gets rid of the bucket. Okay,
When
so
Stanley
this
came to
way.
a set of 2 open... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
So I was right about
Perhaps
the
he
blue
wanted
door. I
to
don't know
stop
why
by
it's
the
changed
employee
my
lounge
mind.
first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all the... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley.
Thank
You want to know
you.
so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth
Yes.
ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Wait. Did he actually went to the red door? He went through the red door. I went the wrong way. God damn it. Okay, it's a red door. Not blue door. I still want to know what the hell the fern is for. Was it just a thing he says, or is it really important to remember the fern? Because I
The
still
meeting
remember
room.
the fern.
Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he
One
wanted
thing
to
I
stop
wish
by the
this
employee
game
lounge
has is a
first,
run
just to
thing,
admire it.
Because I do want to run.
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize
Wait, I
that
wonder what
investing your
happens if I go
trust
over
in
there with
someone
the
else can be
bucket.
difficult, but the
Now I
fact is
wonder.
that the story has been about nothing but you. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Ow.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
What happens if I continue loop? Okay, it's the same thing. Same place. Okay. So all I need to do is collect that figurine.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy.
You're not gonna feel happy in a minute.
I actually feel happy.
Okay, time to go.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Sorry.
Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
I really hate this ending.
Please, no,
It's
Stanley,
sad.
let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Wait,
Please,
where's
Stanley,
the
think
figurine?
about what you're doing.
Wait, where's the figurine? No, I'm just jumping off. I could jump off this like about 5 times.
No!
Okay.
Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment.
I'm sorry.
Now, can we please get back to the other room?
I need to find that figurine.
No. No, what are you doing, Stanley?
I'm looking for the
Please, I'm asking
figurine.
you not to take this away from me.
I don't want to
can't
take
go
it
back to what I
away.
was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do it. I need the figurine. I need the figurine. I can't do this again. This ending and the fucking fast forward button. It's the both and only sad endings in this game. What am I doing? Stanley figurines. I need to figure out where to find the stairs. Because it's apparently not this. Okay. Wait, what? Collect. Okay. You can reset after collecting these. This was you. Red room. Oh, it's the other stairs. Not even this one. It's the other stairs. Oh, God damn it. I'm sorry, narrator. We gotta go through this second and one more time. Well,
Stanley,
second and last.
let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Why am I torch
My
back? I could
God.
just.
Is this really how
could
much
just
you dislike
reset.
my
Why
game?
am I doing this to
That you'll
myself?
throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
What is wrong with me? I could just reset. Why am I not just resetting? I don't have to. Just do it.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along.
I'm sorry.
But I guess that was too much to ask. It
I'm
looks
sorry.
like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
I don't even know why I'm doing it. I could just be set and don't have to do with it, but I'm doing it just to torture myself, honestly.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
I'm sorry. It wasn't even these stairs anyway. It wasn't even these stairs. Why did I check the obvious stairs? Why did I came all the way over here, over there?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
Different
memo.
room. That confused me, honestly.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Just one more. And I'm upset that it was the wrong room. I'm upset that it was
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. And there it is, the last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment.
It is.
This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements,
Give me a
you've
reward.
insisted that a job well done is its own reward.
Give me a reward.
I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't
Come
have that.
on.
So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Can you at least tell me I did a good job? Let's reset. I'm gonna reset and then we're gonna go back to the meeting room. I'm gonna take my bucket with me. But come on, you couldn't tell me at least I did a good job. Need validation. What?
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's just...
Why?
It's those figurines.
What?
Those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but
Yeah,
won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just
Okay.
one more time.
Yes, I will. But give me a second. I pressed on the video and I thought it was, and I seen that ad. I thought it was my video. I was like, when the fuck did I get an ad? I clicked the wrong thing. I was just making sure everything's still in order. Let's go back to memory lane. Me and you, narrator, together forever. I wish Bucket was here. Now remembering when Stanley found all the collectibles. This is a reward. What's this? A reward for 2014. Whatever this is. And I'm assuming we have to go down here.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Yes. So innocent, so naive, so happy. Okay. I'll make sure to pick them up. Next one was in the pooper.
And here was a second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the boss's bathroom. You did that, Stanley. I'll be
did
honest.
it.
Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone
Oh.
6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Thank you. He's technically saying he's proud of me, and I will take it.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Can you remember?
I think it was boss's office. Because I did that. I think this one was the fourth one. Or the fifth. So I think it's boss office.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here, behind the boss's office. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Third time? Something fell. I think it was a piece of paper. I don't care.
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
I don't remember being in a pink room. But the music looks pretty.
This was the 5th mini stand, and this one was really something special. It was in the warehouse.
Wait.
I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
This is new. Wait, you can't just do that. I haven't even picked it up yet. This gives me 2012 YouTube vibes. Mini stand 5. Near the cargo lift. Thanks for watching. All by the narrator, starring me, Stanley.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Yeah, but that pink room, yeah, the more I think about it, it wasn't there before. I wonder after we're done, we could go in the pink room. The fuck?
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final
Yeah, the
figurine,
last one.
right here, under the stairs. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others.
Yes.
Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected.
All of
them. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
But what the fuck's with the pink room?
And then there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
Oh, just kick me out like that? Just goodbye. Just fucking kicks me out.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on.
Okay.
Stop the loading screen.
Yeah, stop
Isn't there
it.
some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's
Enjoy
just
this
go
final
backwards.
moments?
We'll do the memory zone
You know what?
again from
Yeah.
the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Okay, yes, that spot under the stairs. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
Okay, we gonna get more. Wait, yeah, why was the pink room the pink room? You got it from the doors.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Yeah. You didn't have to throw it back in my face. I was walking.
Yes, I love that video.
Going back to the pink room we've never been in.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still
Me
no
neither.
memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
Yeah, it's a nice, pretty room. I love it. Love it.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next
This
one.
is technically a reward, in my opinion. Probably wants to go here. Nope. Okay.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes,
Yep.
I remember it too. The
I remember.
past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
I don't remember where I got where that reference is
This
from.
is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the Figlarines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Nothing. Except, I don't know. The room announcing Stanley Parable. This came before. The jump circle.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on
miss
everything.
Jump Circle.
In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
I want more jumps.
Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic
No one
memory, this
could.
one.
And I was gone through the left door. That was the days.
And before everything else, there was your office.
Now,
Is there anything else?
No.
Was there something that came before your office?
you was talking about
There's
me
something I
before
feel
this.
I can remember. I can remember.
Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna do it?
Yes, I'm remembering something now.
Wait.
I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions, he would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again.
Then do that.
I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since
What?
we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory?
Yes,
Let's
one
go
more.
back just once
Just
and give
one
Stanley
more.
one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for
Wait.
good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named
Wait,
Stanley.
one more run? Wait. You said one more run. Do you mean one more run? What did I do besides the off thing? The off. Wait, there's papers on the ground. What?
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
Bucket, my friend.
Stanley's bucket, the only co-worker he would ever truly need.
So much papers.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Oh, yeah, let's do this. One more run, and the narrator
Still
would be
no
free.
one was here. Stanley
Free
needed
at
the
last.
bucket's warmth and comfort now more
But
than
will
ever.
I be free?
Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Well, if this is supposed to be the final run, like narrator-wise, if this is supposed to be the final run, I do have to do it again. If I have to restart, I will restart. Even though technically I don't need to restart, except if I want to throw away the bucket.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
But if it's not for real the final run, like it's not gonna kick me out of the game, so it's not gonna be like, oh, I can't play anymore.
The
But he
elevator
did say
raced
final
downward,
run.
plummeting
Before he
towards
thinks
an
for himself.
unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him,
Wait.
comforting him,
Idiot! Okay, whatever.
reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
The thing I was gonna do.
Stanley and the bucket
I
walked
can't
straight
do
ahead
with the
through
bucket.
the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
No, I never turned it. Yes, I did turn it off with the bucket.
The lights
everything
rose
with the
on an
bucket.
enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
What about if I try to walk away from the mind control device?
The monitors jumped
After
to life,
turning it on.
and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a
Imagine if I
bucket
could
want
fit
to
through
do
this.
or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation.
I still
Controls
don't
labeled
remember
with
how I opened the door
emotions,
the first
happy
time.
or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly, silly birds. The control
What if I walk
buttons
back?
became active again.
Nope, doesn't look like it. Well, at least it's nice to check. Now let's just stay here. forever watching birds.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery.
Duck.
Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
Well, that was the last one, narrator. What you gonna say now? Are you gonna think for yourself?
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps.
Okay, the more I think about it, what the fuck was it, the papers? What did the papers mean? You know what, just go with
And
it.
a painting.
Just go along.
Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
No bucket. But you all seen the papers all over the floor. It didn't do anything. Except just be on the floor.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, which one I wanted to do? Oh yeah, this way. Go do like the turn off the bomb one. Narrator's evil, even though I still love him.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss... Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
I did let you talk.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy. So he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
I like the speed run, so I don't have to do all that anymore. Stanley Parable, bomb room, bomb. Because there was a door that opened up. I don't know when
Stanley
it opens.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Because right now I'm just trying to get the ending. It's not trying
The
to figure
lights
out for
rose on an
myself.
enormous room
Because
packed
it
with
takes a while
television
for me to
screens.
get to the mind
What
control
horrible
part.
secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Oh shit, press it.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
always imagine the narrator look like, there's like this one fan art someone made. When the narrator is old with yellow glasses.
It was too horrible to believe.
That's how I imagine
it
look like.
Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I don't know why I'm reading comments.
The heart of the opera.
I'm just reading comments. Okay. The ending still gets me curious. The narrator is generally evil in this ending. He's sadistic, just playing with you, laughing at your efforts. He puts a timer, adds extra time, and even all of the buttons and doors to give you the illusion that you can do something to save yourself, to stop the inevitable, but you can't. It's all just a big joke. A way for the narrator to laugh at you. This isn't a challenge, this is a tragedy. Wait. The doors are fake? This person, my favorite ending is not that much meta or complex, but seeing the narrator being so unhinged is straight up, behold. If you replay the ending, some words in narrated dialogue changes. But you really believe there's an answer? How many times do you replay this bit? You looking desperately for a solution? 10, 100, 1,000? I look forward to finding out. And to watch the bomb go off each time you fell. Just you and me to end the explosion of fire and metal all over and over for all eternity, and Stanley dies again, and Stanley dies again, and Stanley dies again. God damn, is that what he's gonna say to me?
Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery...
This is the second time I did. I am an idiot! I press off instead of on. I hate myself so much. But is that true? Is there no answer? Is the door a lie? Like the fucking cake. Is the door a lie just as the cake? I refuse. Let me try it.
All of his co-workers were
be
gone.
The end.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Fine. I just want to say bye to the broom closet one more time.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Are you gonna open the door automatically for me? I'm surprised the elevator didn't lead to something. Could have been a cool other path.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now.
Thank
blah,
you.
blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
You're the best. Besides this ending, where you become sadistic, which is very out of character for you, in my opinion. Like, for real. To me, this is like the Rose Corpse storyline. Like, you see Rose Corpse as this nice woman, and then we just see how she truly is. the narrator, at least from my perspective, got that. Some people press the on button in the beginning. I pressed it close to the end.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
But I still love the narrator. I just feel like, I don't know why he turned all evil.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I gotta believe it's evil. I feel
now
like
the monitors jumped to life.
he
Their
was
true
just
nature
pissed off that
revealed.
we pressed
Each
the on
bore
button
the
instead
number
of
of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the
Time
operation.
to turn it
Controls
actually
labeled
on
with
me.
emotions. Happy
Turn it
or sad
on.
or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machine... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After
know,
they
you
kept you
just
enslaved
pointed.
all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
Turn on
In
the
the
lights.
event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so
That
little
is the
time left to
asshole
enjoy
move,
it.
narrator.
Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left.
There isn't anything.
But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh, dear me. What's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered
There's literally
buttons.
nothing to stop
these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count.
You know what?
Or don't.
I'm going
it's all
peacefully.
The same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
The fucking flashbang. I still like this guy. He's still my favorite, even though he blew me up twice. Too bad they hear the extra line about the from the comment I read. Cause that makes it more cynical. That makes it more cynical. I'm gonna like it though, because that was pretty cool. However, the narrator isn't exactly evil, in my opinion. This is his story, and we're just in it. You can't tell me that you never read a story around a power trip. Oh my god, this comment is right. The amount of times I give my OC's trauma. Holy shit. I feel like I would do
Someone
the
was
same
following
thing.
Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely... Is Stanley, without the bucket, really Stanley at all?
Nope.
No, surely not.
But this is
Stanley
the last
clutched
thing.
the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
But this is the last thing we have to do. You have to destroy the bucket.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was
I'm so
simply
sorry,
the place
Bucket.
to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
I'm so sorry, Bucket. You're my one and only friend. But not like that comment is correct. The amount of times I get my OC's trauma. I give them trauma for fucking breakfast.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Can I even open this
You
room
see,
closet?
your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much.
Room closet.
It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the
He
Broom
wasn't from-
Closet.
he wasn't from
Because
the first
that's what
game.
fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite
remember
jokes,
the
not
Adventure
this
Line from the first
bucket
game.
that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, that's what the fans want. Let's... Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music
Wait,
as
actually,
well.
no, it wasn't the first one. Oh god. Get it away from me. I hate this song.
Now
No, it's actually
this
pretty
is
good,
what the
actually.
Stanley Parable is all about.
But yeah,
Don't you
this is
remember all
actually the
those great
first-
jokes from the original
I forgot.
dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was
I
back
keep- I
then.
keep
Let's do
forgetting
it
that.
for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
I know. Fuck
Don't
it.
you get it, Stanley?
I love you.
We need to get rid of the bucket. That's
I
why
know.
I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a
Has to be
wonderful
done,
new
Bucket.
addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
I'm so sorry, Bucket. You mean everything to me, but I need to know.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it
You
knows.
throw it.
That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the
Try
Bucket
to do it.
Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after
I can't
this.
throw it.
Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset.
Can I not throw the bucket? Destroy bucket. How to destroy the bucket? They called it annoying. What the fuck? Yeah, the bucket's not annoying. But for how do you throw it in? It just makes me hug it. Do I need to hold it? What in the fuck did he do? There's another ending.
Now you'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn buck. Quickly now. The fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Okay. Stop it. But there's the other thing. There's another thing.
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Okay, there is a new... There's well, not a new ending, but an ending I wasn't able to get before. Why? I don't know. But we're gonna do it. I'm gonna try it by myself and then get the bucket. The way the guy did it was he crouched and somehow glitched onto the chair somehow. Don't know. If I can't do it, I'm gonna try with the bucket. Maybe it's only accessible with the bucket for some reason.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What the hell?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
It's
missed
done
a
for the end,
memo.
it's done for the end, it's done for the end,
No
it's
matter
done for the
how
end.
hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
There we go. There we go. Mao there.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think?
Isn't this a fun and unique place to be?
No, not
Why don't
really.
we take a minute just to drink it all
Okay,
in?
let's drink it all
Okay, I'm
in.
over it now. What do you
Same.
think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Yes, yes. Yes.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the
I
game.
don't feel like restarting it.
Just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
Okay. Do it.
There once was a man named Stanley.
A wonderful man.
who people
A manly
considered
man.
so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly.
What the hell
What
does that
Stanley
mean?
liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible.
It's not that terrible.
And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable.
I actually like this song, low key.
You too will become quite unbearable.
Good job, narrator. That was really good. I am persistent. You're not gonna shake me up that easily. You're gonna reset it for me. You can't do this forever. You know what? Fuck it. Fine, fine. You win. Only because, like, I don't want to make the audience, you guys, fucking bored. Even though I probably did already. You're probably not even here. Oh. This room again.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting? As Stanley lifted his bucket, he felt a connection to all buckets everywhere. This adventure, he decided, was for all of them.
There's no point in doing that. Let's just go do the thing. Get it over with.
Stanley clung the bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers really all be gone?
Haha.
Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear.
We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone.
Hell
now,
yeah.
and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self.
Your true
The bucket
self.
began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley.
what?
What are you talking about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket!
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
No,
Said the bucket.
not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first
What?
ensnared me
What's
in his
going on?
machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults.
Stole?
I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No!
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this?
What the hell
As
is
Stanley
going
screamed
on?
and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold
beast?
power. Its fangs glistening like...
What's going on?
My God,
What?
Stanley, you did
Stanley!
it. You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today.
killed the
Come,
bucket.
let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
We killed the bucket. Is he still there? Can we pick him up still? Would it never be disappointed when we pick him up? Is there any other endings that I'm missing?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What new mysteries lay in store for our bucket-loving heroes today? Let's find out.
We can still pick up the bucket. But what about the fern? Was the fern not anything? I have to see. I'm gonna just type the fern. Because part of me feel like the fern mean nothing. Can't tell me to remember the fern and then we don't do anything with the fern. There is a fern in the last room in the collectibles ending. This has to mean something. So it wasn't even a point at all. Like, another comment says, so that was a fucking lie. It was. I feel lied to, even bamboozled. To be honest, at this point, yeah, be done. There's nothing else you can do. And if there is, then what the fuck am I looking? Okay, even if there is, I'm not gonna be able to find it unless it's something specific. There's nothing with the fern, and there's nothing. There's just nothing. We end it with killing the bucket. Part of me wants to put that as the thumbnail. Just like, the thumbnail just be dead bucket. But part of me is like, nah, that'd be kind of spoiling. But still, dead bucket. Anyway, I'm done. This game could finally be laid to rest. The narrator could finally think for himself. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, press the like button. If you're new here, subscribe, press bell notifications. And I see you in the next game. And hopefully, if there's a third Stanley Parable for some reason, I get to play it. Anyway, bye.